What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about a new little independent psychological thriller called She Will. This film is a Shudder exclusive, so it's probably going to be on that platform in about a couple of months, I want to say. But I think if you know about this movie and you are intrigued by this movie, I suggest that you rent it. I think it's worth a watch, and I think you are going to have a fun time. The film tells the story of Veronica after getting a surgery. She goes off to what she believes is an all women's retreat with her young nurse, but then discovers that the process of that surgery kind of opens up questions about her very own existence, leading her to confront and question past traumas. The film is directed by first time director Charlotte Colbert, and I think this film is beautiful. I think it looks amazing. The cinematography is great. Charlotte does a really good job of playing with reflections throughout the entire film. And I think for the most part, if you're really into these kinds of films that Shudder releases, I think you're going to have a really good time because this is a very slow burn film. This is a film that has a lot of creepy images. It is very slow. Some people will like it, some people will just flat out hate it. I think for this film, I think it worked to its own benefit. You don't get to know a lot about these characters, but sometimes even though you want to get attached to these characters, sometimes knowing less is a little bit more. And it kind of worked for me, even though this film is a slow burn, and a lot of people won't like that because it really does take its time, and there is a lot of trippy and creepy images in this film that really knows how to play to its own benefits. Some people won't dig that. I really thought that it was creative and I thought it looked amazing. I think it worked to its own benefits when there are creepy images going on and it doesn't rely heavily on jump scares. And I think that is one of the best things about this film because it's not a typical psychological thriller. There are no creepy monsters in this film. It's kind of in the vein of The Babadook. If you enjoy that film, you're probably going to enjoy this film a lot because it is kind of in that same vein where you're kind of questioning what's going on. And this film, no pun intended, is kind of ageless. I get the feeling that she wants to be young again by getting this surgery that I'm going to put right here because for me to pronounce it and I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I think that element of the film actually worked to its great effect, and I really enjoyed that it made me question a lot of things that were going on, even though it is a bit of a slow burn and you don't get the full effect just about yet. I think it is, and I think the cinematography for this film overtakes everything and it's just a beautiful to look at. Malcolm McDowell doesn't have a lot of screen time in this film. I kind of felt like he was a little bit underutilized in this film, but I think for the most part he works when the film needs him to work, and that's kind of its strongest suit and its weakest suit because I kind of wish we could have had a little bit more of him, and it does really make you question about what's going on, the existence about everything. Once you get to the reveal about what's actually going on, it kind of has a bit of a poetic sense, and I really enjoyed some elements of this film. Like I said, it is a slow burn. A lot of people won't like that. So if you're into films that Shudder releases, this is going to be a film for you because I think you're going to have some fun with this film. I think it is creepy to its own detriment, and I think this film works when it needs to work. It's not a perfect film. It is a bit of a slow burn, and there are moments when they use B-roll just to extend the time so it can qualify as a feature film. But I really enjoy a lot about this film. I think elements of this film actually do work to its own benefits, especially when it has some creepy images in this film that pop up every once in a while. But I just thought it was a really fun time. I think it is creepy. If you enjoy films like these, you're probably going to have a good time with this film. If this isn't a film that really attracts you, then I suggest you skip it as a whole because it just won't work for you. Overall, I'm going to go ahead and give She Will a 7.5 out of 10. I think this film is, to a certain degree, creative, original, and a lot of fun. It has a lot of creepy images that some people will appreciate, others that some people just will not get and will not like, because it is a very, very independent film. And films like these are films that I really gravitate to. I really enjoy films like these. But if you do check this film out, if you know what this film is, go ahead and leave me down your thoughts, what you thought about this film. If you don't know what this film is, I suggest that you check it out, because I think it's worth your time if you rent it or if you check it out in streaming. I'm going to try my best to check it out in theaters, because I want to see this film on the big screen, because I think a lot of these visuals are great to see on the big screen. It's going to be playing probably in a couple of independent theaters near you if you live near one. If you do live near one, I suggest you support this film by checking it out in theaters. I'm going to do my very best to check this film out in theaters. But leave me your thoughts if you know what this film is, or if you have checked it out, or once you check it out, go ahead and come back to this video and leave me your thoughts so we can start a discussion. But if you like this review, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more reviews. Click that bell notification so you get notified when a review pops up. And until next time, this is Josie Reviews.